Myself around on screen to see if I'm centered.
Going live. There, it looks like there are people here, so that's good news.
Yay!
Aha. Da da.
Is
Welcome.
everyone seeing our new?
Welcome to Matisse and Jonathan. We're gonna open at the top just by noting Patrick's unexcused absence. Patrick claims that he gave us 72 hours notice. He did not. He did not. Don't believe him.
Well, well, well.
We can all be disgusted together. So, couple of things. I decided. Well, to start with, I noticed a couple of options that were turned on by default on YouTube. A couple of AI forward options, as it were. One that apparently searched your videos that you were streaming for places so that viewers could explore those places on their own. And another that would apparently listen to your stream and listen for terminology and offer viewers like the chance to define those terms in some fashion. Obviously, on a conlanging stream, there is going to be a lot of terminology, a lot of linguistics terminology. But some of that terminology, like among other things, some of that terminology is shared with other disciplines. And so like we might use a term like, for example, morphology, where I would say arguably that term, if you're going to say where are you most likely to hear that term or where's the general public most likely to hear that term, probably botany, I would guess, more likely than linguistics. And so it's the type of thing where it just, it's a slight thing, but it's like, why would I want anybody, any, AI agent combing our videos to give people, definitions of terms that are wrong? It doesn't make much sense. Anyway, these were turned on by default. So I had to go through all of our videos and turn them off. And we've streamed quite a bit.
Yes.
I only went through the main episodes too. But even so, like that's more than 100 videos. Anyway, I thought, what the heck? Since I'm here anyway.
And by more than 100, you mean 5 years worth?
Yeah.
Almost 50 a year, if not at least 50 a year, because we haven't taken that many weeks off. Like 250 there.
Yep. Anyway, I thought since I was there, I would go ahead and update our thumbnails. I had an idea. I ran it by Jesse. Jesse really liked it, and so I went with it. And so here, I'll go ahead and show you what I did. I'm gonna have to. I think I gotta do this and this. Oh, right, and then I need to do, I guess, that and that. All right, here we go. Oh, good, that's nicely framed. When Jesse made my wedding band, designed it, and along with the design, I have no idea if this is going to be visible, but...
Just a second, I'm getting my screen pulled up so I can try to tell you.
Okay.
Okay.
So she made little silhouettes of the 5 LangTime animals that we had at that point. And they are partially what decorate the wedding band. Let me see here. So... like I have no idea if this is going to be in focus. It's just a little
blurry.
bit. It's just a little bit too blurry.
Like you can see the dots.
Yeah, but yeah, they're kind of along the back of the wedding band. It was very cute and very sweet, and I thought, hey, we've got these silhouettes anyway. Why don't we use them? And so I decided to kind of like make a little pattern and do a color theme for each season. And then do updated thumbnails for each season. And this was partially inspired by times where we've been sitting here asking ourselves, like, what did we do in season blank? Um, the thumbnails, of course, all looked the same, which is kind of cool in its own way. They
Yeah.
all are very, coded, but I thought it would be at least easier to differentiate by season. And so, yeah, there's Jesse's little rabbit with green, and that's for season 1. For season 2, this one, and again, it's just a pattern, so this is kind of dark on dark, but I like it. This is our possums, and we have our mice, and our cats sitting up, our dogs,
And those are the only 5 that show up on the ring because,
yeah, those
of
are
course,
the only 5 that show up on the ring. Incidentally, for season 6.5, we did mostly cats and then dogs at the episode, so I did a new one for that.
Oh, nice.
I haven't decided what to do for season 5.5. I'll get there. But yes, we only had those 5 animals, so Jesse needed to create some new silhouettes, which she very graciously did, starting with our beavers. Look at that little sitting beaver with his little chomper. And then our foxes and our brand new bats.
And I don't know if you saw in chat, Jake coined a word we have to use. They're langimals.
Oh, langimals.
And so
I
we
really
gotta
like that.
start using that.
Oh, I really like that. And yeah. So yeah, as you explore around now, those thumbnails will all be up. For those of you who have actually seen some of the Tpaalha cards, you will also note that the fonts for the names of the languages are the same as used on the card. So there's also, these are all, by the way, these are all Google fonts, which are cool because the ones that end up on Google fonts are well designed and they're also free to use commercially, which is pretty cool. And there's some really good work there, including, I discovered, work by our own friend, Christian Thalmann.
Oh,
Yeah, actually, when I was looking through Google fonts, I found one of his fonts. And,
Yeah.
his name is on there and everything. And so my first thought was, oh no, was this stolen for some reason? And so I actually followed up with him. This is over on Tpaalha's server. But yeah, like Christian is just on a type design. I think it was a Discord. And somebody who works for Google Fonts noticed his font work and really admired it and asked if he wanted to have his included. And it needed to have, I think, a few updates
okay.
on it to make sure that it was fully Unicode compliant. But yeah, it's so when you see his name up there, it's supposed to be there. And Christian, of course, does great font work, both Khan orthography font work, but also like that's just actually a regular font, a Roman font. Very good work. Anyway, so that's the A part of the story. And the B part of the story, I forgot to open this, give me a second, is that we now have our bats now have their very own flag. Woohoo!
Yay!
And of course, this presented like that, it's going to kind of push off the page there. I wonder if I can. Do people still see that?
One moment.
I think it's
like it's big and it's kind of cut off by our stuff, but you see the edge.
yeah.
You get the gist anyway.
Yeah. So this this flag, I'd started designs. There are a bunch of different designs for this flag, but this one was actually designed by Jesse. Initially, by the way, I had, in terms of, oh gosh, what's the term for this? I'm now forgetting the term for this, like the official heraldic term when, I think it's just, is it just quartering? I don't know. Anyway, but that part, because I had originally was thinking about just a one main flag like the others, was inspired by our language. So remember with our noun classes, we have 2 noun classes, night and day, but these actually derive from 4 different noun classes. and the pairs of them had kind of incidental phonological similarity. Anyway, so our bats have, and we're going to get more into this, but they have kind of this this racing subculture, right? These the bat races, they're kind of a big deal for the bats. And so I thought, what if there were kind of originally 4 separate bat clans, maybe, just kind of like we did with the dogs. And they each had their own ensigns. Ensigns? Ensigns or ensigns? Anyway.
I'm going to let you pick the winner there.
And I was thinking, what if they had the same type of thing as our noun classes? So they were 4 that were obviously different, but they shared similarities. And so you see the cross pair here, it's both like a light purple charge on a black field. They're just different charges. And then the other pair, they're the same design, but the field has different colors. One is this kind of magenta-y color, and the other one is the bronze.
By the way, apparently ensign or ensign are both pronunciations that show up.
And with an S, not a Z.
Yeah, ensign and ensign.
Interesting. Yep. Anyway, so that's that. We're going to need a name, definitely, for where the bats, call home. We haven't got that yet. But, we'll get there. We've got a name for a language anyway.
I keep seeing the TV flash the reflection in my laptop screen, and I keep thinking someone is behind me. And so I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. So if you see me distracted, it's partially because I keep what's behind me.
I kept the hockey game going. USA is playing Latvia, but I think at this point, the chicken has left the roost, as it were. The U.S. is up 5-1 on poor Latvia. I do wonder, because of course, Latvia and hockey are now pretty famous because of a key mention in heated rivalry. And so I wonder if the Latvian hockey team is even aware of this. Anyway, but I might just take a quick peek at the other game. I don't think anybody will mind.
There's another game going on?
Yeah, they have 2 going on at the same time right now. So it's, Germany and Denmark, 2 also rans. Yeah, that I know, Matej. So that's also why I was wondering. I've seen a lot of the women's matches. I was looking forward to the match between the U.S. and Canada. It was not, competitive, which was a surprise. The U.S. won 5-0. That was a bit of a shocker. But the tournaments are a little strange. For example, in the men's tournament, every single team goes to the knockout round. So, like, you can imagine if this were the World Cup, right? And the group stage only determined seeding, maybe some teams wouldn't necessarily put their best effort in the group stage. In the women's tournament, 2 teams were eliminated before the knockout round. But even so, there were essentially 3 teams that were fighting it out for that last spot. Everybody else was pretty much guaranteed to move forward. And one entire division was guaranteed to move forward, in fact. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. It leaves one wondering if one is seeing the best hockey at this stage. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so let us move on and quickly dispatch with the poll. And we just need to find it. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. All right. So this poll was kind of an interesting one. We were talking about our demonstratives. We knew the source of them and kind of where they were going to come from. And I got to tell you, now that I've seen the results, I had a favorite. So you know what that means.
I do, and I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So we had this idea that it would there'd be kind of two strata, a low and high strata, and a a near and far strata. That would be based on the words for big and small. So if something was big, it was close. If it was small, it was far away. And then we had words for low and high. And we were going to combine them into either in one of two ways. One was with a two-tiered system. The demonstratives would be adjectives, and they would actually agree in gender. So if minla is feather, then minla anangla would be this feather, this feather in the night class. In the day class, we had tsunie, and rather than tsunie anangda, it would be tsunie amie, this seed. And then the distal ones were minla echola, that feather, and tsunie echie, that seed. Okay, so that was that system. Then we had another system that we call this a tetral determiner system. And it's a determiner, meaning that it's going to come out in front, so they'll be shorter. They're not going to agree in gender because determiners don't. And we will actually distinguish between low proximal, high proximal, low distal, and high distal. And so with minla, we got like da minla, huo minla, ami, no, I'm sorry, that's low, ami minla, and chie minla. So the vote happened.
Yeah.
The vote was decisive.
And?
Vote was overwhelming, in fact. And they went with B.
So I'm sorry, I guess.
Yeah. I thought this system was really cool. It was it mirrored the gender system in that it went from 4 to 2, which I thought was really cool. Simpler schematically, and I just love this form. Echola. I liked the meteor. I thought it was kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's dead.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too.
Could those actually be
Not really.
full adjectives that mean near and far now?
Not really.
And we don't really, we only use them for adjectives, not for demonstratives?
I don't know. Maybe.
I was just trying to save some forms that you liked, babe.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no, A was far, far from boring. You're just wrong on that, Magpie. A was the most interesting of the pair. This was the simple, the KIS, keep it stupid simple one. In my opinion. This is true, though. We still have plenty of pretty adjectives with agreement endings either way. Anyway. Yes, Jess?
I think I got lost in a thought. I don't know.
What kind of a thought? Was it a pretty one?
It must be.
I'm wearing the wrong glasses.
Are you? Do you want me to grab them?
No, I'll grab them. You stay seated right there.
I will say, like, I finally thank goodness I had a little breakthrough. Otherwise, I think my brain would have been absolutely divided the entire stream. But as it is, I'll at least be mentally present for, I'd say, a good hour and a half of it.
Why? What's going on?
Well, I was working on the challenge, the LangTime Chat challenge, and I finally had a breakthrough and figured out what I wanted to do. I have forms.
Right on.
I think I actually have a system that one could argue might be considered tricontinental. It's taken some work. I am definitely seeing why this is not something that happens easily in many languages.
Yeah. All right. Let's pull open Lexergy where it already says talk. Oh, but it doesn't have the accent mark
In our document?
in Lexergy.
Document? Let me see if I can change that. It may be that it won't let me.
Oh no, it'll let you. Because we got accent marks in Ingala, Hauhoff, Nulisu, Wokutiju.
Oh, you know what it was? Remember, you didn't have the accent mark originally.
I sure didn't.
So I didn't either.
Yeah. It's my little whoopsie do.
Okay. It may take a minute, but it's changed.
Okay. Oh, there it goes. Oh my gosh. I saw it live. Nobody else did because I had the I had the document up already.
Nice.
Okay.
I will say, yeah, not part of the three consonant system is the reanalysis part where you got to think like, okay, these were diminutives, but now it's going to be something else. And that's where the third consonant could come from. And that's part of what went into episode 26. And so, yeah, watching or trying to read the transcript from episode 26 can be helpful in terms of grounding yourself for what's happening in the challenge. In the transcript, I would ignore the orange, the very lightly colored, because that was the original auto-generated transcript, and I did my best to fix it by listening and retyping. So it is, though, a 90-page document, so, you know, the transcript. You haven't opened it. It's cool.
Oh, the transcript.
Yeah, it's a 90-page document.
Sorry, I thought like you were saying like your challenge document.
Oh, easily 95 pages.
Okay. Back.
No, that one right now is only 7 pages.
Has a series of 4 demonstrative determiners. These determiners distinguish height and proximity.
Ooh, Jonathan's working on the conlang relay. Is that the HLAB conlang relay, Jonathan, that you're working on? I know there's more than one going on. But the HLAB one is the one that I'm most invested in. I'm excited to see how it turns out.
Is there a fancy Latinate word for high and low, like proximal and distal?
Altitudinous.
Altitudinal?
Mm-hmm. Because the altimeter measures where you are. The altimetrical?
Altimetrical.
Ooh, it is the HLAB relay that Jonathan is working on. Yay! Yeah, I don't know, babe. Other than jokey ones that I can keep trying to throw out at you. Fancy adjectives for high and low from Latin roots. Let's see what Google has to say. See what they call fancy. Oh, we could go with the hyper, hypo, super, sub. We could do something with that.
I think this is too much work.
Superior, inferior. Altitudinous is provided by somebody, and subterranean as the alternative.
Superior and inferior was actually... I'll throw those in.
How about soprano and bass? Okay.
I played Warcraft a lot. Not only did that not influence me, but it made me angry at Warcraft. Also, Warcraft was extremely, like, random in when it would put apostrophes in between things that were supposed to be compounds and when it wouldn't. Like, sometimes it would and sometimes it wouldn't, and there was nothing that governed it.
I didn't know that altus was also used in Latin to mean deep, which is very cool. Like, of course it is, because it's just like from where you are, it's either up or down in a far distance. And so high and deep. And of course, you're not going to get them confused. Like a high canyon, you're probably going to think that, oh, they mean like a deep canyon, if you know that high and deep are the same.
It's like having the same word for tomorrow and yesterday.
Right? Because, like, you know, given tenses and other things, context, situational, linguistic context, what is meant? It's just one day from today.
Also because things that are higher in the future and things that are lower in the past.
Are they?
Yeah, so like you've only ever been to canyons.
I've never been to a mountain.
You're only going to them in the future.
I mean, that makes sense. You can only climb forward. Precipitous, towering. I'm finding all sorts of great words for you that will not work, but great words.
I also noticed going through the stream that I don't look good when I look down and to my left, so I'm going to try to do that less.
You don't look good when you look down and to the left?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for you to demonstrate.
I will not.
Okay. I look down and to the left for everyone to see a Jessie down left.
You look fine from any angle.
But Aaron asked, David, can you look down and to the left, please? And I mean, this is Aaron asking you.
Can you imagine that? No. If it's Aaron, it would only be up and to the left, or to the right, or to the middle.
That is true. That is true.
I don't think it's physically possible for Aaron to get low enough for me to have to look down.
Yeah, I think even if Aaron's sitting, you might be at eye-to-eye height. Aaron says you're not that short.
Yeah. I'm, we call that, by the way, the Jonathan effect. Because we're the same height. It's a joke that, you know, Jonathan jokes about my height because, like, we're exactly the same height.
Oh, you two are?
Yeah.
Yeah. I forget heights, like, I don't know. I just assume everyone's about my height, and then I get very surprised when I see them again. It's like, oh, you're not my height. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Jonathan says, no, it's Jake who does, and then apologizes to Jonathan. I don't know.
It's easy to confuse since Jonathan is from Baltimore. Yeah.
David making up the lore.
It's called Baltalore.
All right, David.
Did something just die?
Did something just die? I didn't
Don't think so. No, I think it's fine.
notice. Okay.
Califortimore. Baltimorea. Baltimorea.
Many things are dying all the time. That's true, but not the stream. You know, it's not dying. My plant came back to life. Do you remember Karis and I on stream had a little back and forth about my orchid over here? And
Yeah.
Karis had mentioned that they have an orchid that just dropped all its flowers, and I was like, "Oh no, do I need to do something?" And Karis was like, "Oh, I don't know." Anyway, like there are still dead flower portions, but like a whole portion re-blossomed, and so like I don't want to
Nice.
snip and cut and
Yeah.
like cause damage. I don't know if I'm supposed to. Maybe I'm supposed to cause damage so new things can grow. I'm not entirely sure,
Oh, what a
but
book
I'm
thing.
very excited.
What a book thing. Ooh. By the way, is Karis a plant guy? Because, you know,
No, remember
Barry's a
Karis.
plant guy.
Karis followed up with, "Oh, I know nothing about them." I think it's Karis's wife who tends the flower, or they received it as a gift and it just happened to blossom and grow and do fine. I don't know. But yeah, Karis was like, no, don't ask me, because I had asked for advice.
But
I still haven't looked it up though. I need to.
Seriously,
but
though,
like it bloomed, and so I'm like, I'm gonna leave it.
hardcore Barry is a plant guy.
Really? Oh, I should
Oh, yeah.
ask Barry then.
So it's not like random when Barry keeps posting photos of like plants and trees in the Discord.
Well, I will say though, you can be a plant tree appreciator without growing them, because like I will say I used to be that way. I'm trying to be a plant person, and I have successfully kept now 5 plants alive. And when we first got together, I want you to remember how many plants died and had to be thrown out.
Yeah.
I have now successfully kept 5 plants alive in our house.
By
I'm
the
not
way,
counting the ones out front that are kind
Yeah.
of still living. I don't know.
I think if I understand this right, Madeline is actually buying her favorite book a truck for Valentine's Day. It's really nice. I don't think I've ever done anything for my favorite book.
Oh, that's exciting though. Do any of our areas around here have a book truck for Valentine's Day? We could go visit a book truck.
You know, I don't know.
Ooh, Aaron has 4 living plants. Woohoo! We got to join this plant community.
Oh my gosh. Patrick is actually checking in. Patrick, don't die in the road. You're okay. It's not like I announced at the beginning of the stream that your absence was unexcused or anything.
Right? Candlelit dinner at the book truck sounds amazing.
Any truck can be a book truck if you put a book in it. It gives Portlandia, shall we say? Put a book in it.
Well, Aaron, 2 of my 5 plants are succulents. And then I have my orchid and a basil plant and a ficus, a little tiny one. But yes. Oh, nice. David, we are at this point just responding to comments. Should we do things?
No, I was just. I mean, I know what I'm doing. I just.
You don't want to because you don't like the result?
I don't like results now.
I'm really sorry. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, other than saying, then don't put features to vote if you want to have control over the language.
You are excused, Patrick. All right. Let's see here. Oh wait, I already had a description. All systems are on modern forms now. Four-way distinction, but it's really based on a two-way L distinction. I don't. That's no longer good. But I'll just write examples are provided below. And then we're going to go ahead and I'm not going to get rid of those protoforms yet. Do we have any? As I raise my head up to look at the document.
And I'm slumping down further and further. By the way, my new kombucha, I prefer my ginger ones, but it is good. It's a nice like fall kind of treat because it's got apple, carrots, and spices, and the spices are kind of the fall flavored spices. And so it is very good. But boy, I love that bite of ginger.
Bite of ginger. It's a good restaurant name.
Right. Okay. So George, by the way, in chat, going back to chat and plants, George asks, aren't orchids famously difficult? And yes, they are, which is like, it's my newest plant, my newest acquisition. And it was basically a test of, can I keep this plant alive? Because I feel like I'm a better plant mom than I used to be. And the answer is yes, I'm a better plant mom than I used to be. And so, yay.
Let me see. And Mina is feather. Oh, hold on a sec. It'll probably be the case that the low demonstrative will be default if something is on the same level as the speaker. Does that sound about right to you? So in other words, like if you and I, if I say, you know, this beautiful woman over here, do you think we use the inferior? So like something that's at your level or below, or would it be at your level or above?
Give me one moment while I process metheglin, which is a spiced or medicated variety of mead.
Oh, that's metheglin, right? Because it's got a double D.
Well, in English, I think it comes out as metheglin.
Really? We have this in English?
Yes. And so Danielle mentioned it, but like I'm curious to know if it's medicated or spiced.
Danielle mentioned it, not
Yes.
Aaron? How about that?
I think Danielle mentioned it. I swear that was the... Maybe Aaron mentioned it first and Danielle followed it up with I love. Yes, Aaron mentioned it first. Danielle followed it up with I love making mead / metheglins.
Stress on second to last syllable. Why didn't you just say second?
Metheglins.
Metheglin, right? Metheglin.
Medicine, the word, comes from metheglin, perhaps. I need to look this up. This is amazing.
That doesn't make any sense.
I'm going to look it up. But it doesn't make sense because medico and other things are... So, okay, we're going to figure this out. Anyway, David.
Yeah?
You were asking me this very important question. And it's really interesting because, like, the question is, where do you spend most of your time? And the reason I ask this is because one of those is going to be saturated with, well, almost everything belongs to one or the other of these, right? Like, one of these is specially marked almost, where it's like, if I say this, that means it has to be closer. And then that is sort of anything beyond. And so that becomes the saturated class where it's like full of everything that isn't close enough to be called this. I feel like you're right. I think it would be at your height or lower because even though bats do fly and spend a significant amount of time flying, I feel like for ease of reference, I also feel like head direction while you're flying. It would be easier to see everything at your height / lower, right? Like you'd have to turn your head to see up, right? And so if you're at eye level or lower, you're in this sphere. Whereas I've got to do this to like...
That's a good point.
Or angle myself up.
That's actually a really good point. And incidentally, if anybody's wondering about bats hanging, I think it's with respect to you, so you decide on the plane. So If you're hanging from the ceiling, something below you will still be at your feet, not above, not over your head. Okay.
Whoa. Okay, so the root, I think you could trace it back to the same root. We didn't get medicine from the word, but I think its PIE root that it came from is the same root that we got medicine from eventually through Latin, I think, if I'm seeing this correctly, and I'm trying to find all of the listed cognates. However, okay, so like we've got medicine, and then there was like the extended sense that sort of got applied to indigenous peoples with like having a medicine man, but like it meant something different. That was a calque of an Ojibwe word, and it just happens to be pronounced somewhat closely to, not closely, but like close enough to medicine that people like just started saying that. Because it's either something pronounced something like mashkiki or mide with cognates in related Ojibwe languages. And so it basically, the way it was used became bastardized, and
I see it.
it became used differently. And that is perhaps even where we get the phrase bad medicine. Whoa. Because that refers to something bigger than, like... Anyway, this is all very fascinating. Proto-Celtic mediator is to measure, judge, which turned into medu in Welsh. And that's to measure, judge is where we get medior, to heal, medicus from Latin. And so the Proto-Indo-European is meh. Meh. Love it.
Okay, I'm just going to make sure I have this right. Good. Yeah.
Oh, and I see Aaron also found that, yes, the same root. Yeah.
Okay. All right, that is all entered. Do you want to put kind of this stuff? I'm just going to copy paste it, but maybe you can pretty it up. Are people talking funnies and I'm missing it?
Yes. So Danielle says, may your meads not be meh. And Mateus is like, the Proto-Indo-Europeans thought it was just meh. And then Mateus follows that up with, very mid, they said, writing their queculos. Oh my gosh. Oh, in Russian, the Russian word for bear is related to our word for mead. Yeah, because it comes from honey eater, right? Like that's the Russian word, I believe.
Well, that's nice.
You're looking at me? Are you texting me?
No, I'm not texting you. I am.
Oh, okay.
I am anticipating a call to open the gate. Here we go.
Oh, I remember what's going on. Do you want me to get the?
I got it.
Cord?
That would be great. Since I have no idea where it is.
Oh, I do.
All right.
And then to be clear, the notes that you copied and pasted, these are how we got our current demonstrative forms, right? The amanda. No, those are the old ones. Ehuala.
Those are the old ones.
Okay, so I'm gonna go back up and pull that
And
information.
then, but it is how we get these.
Yeah, it's the actual form, but like they get reduced even more.
Here,
Yeah.
I'll do a little shorthand for you.
And I'm gonna. Oh, cool! I had just copied the thing up above to use.
Nah, I got you.
Because see, all of our chords have a little magnet on them, and I was like, where did this come from? Okay.
Oh my goodness, Kroskis. Oh.
Oh, you know what? I'm actually though.
Oh, Mietviet is bear? I didn't realize that. That's makes it's just like there's the last name, right? And the last name is just Bear. That's cool. Finnish word messy is also related, but in that case, wouldn't it just be a borrowing?
I made 2 typos. I made the same typo twice, David. I made it twice.
Hey.
I made it 3 times. Okay, we need to change.
A friend of mine is here to pick up a chord. And, all right.
Oh my gosh.
Do you need anything? You need any little candy or peanut or anything? All right. 'Cause we got stuff.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Guys.
Let's see it.
Bye. Okay, David, you got to see my typo. I left it in 2 of the examples. But
Superito.
I had to like
Superito.
change.
Inferito.
I had to like change how I was holding my hands to like stop hitting the RO in that order. Like my left wanted to be like on it.
That's how it's spelled in Romascaru. You remember that language?
Yeah. And what?
Just making stuff up. I learned about 2 Romance languages that I had never heard of at all. One was Ligurian, and the other was there is apparently a dialect in Monaco, despite the fact that it's a place of only 34,000 people. And not only that, like most people that live there now are non-native, like they're not native to the region, and that's the language, Monegasque. There's just so many. Man, Karras in his youth bumming around the casinos of the Mediterranean. I wouldn't be surprised to learn that, like, you know, Karras as a teenager, like they were doing a trial in Britain for, like, you know, teenage secret agents, and that Karras was the trial, and then they gave it up. They're like, maybe this wasn't a good idea. Karras was a good boy, and then he got into all the casinos, and that made him the Karras he is today. I like this idea. Karras, I think I've just rewritten your history. Says I can neither confirm nor deny. know, Jake, that actually sounds like something that you'd see at the bottom of a movie poster. A good boy, but a bad man.
Okay, I put it in.
All right. Lovely. Yeah, I never saw DeLovely. I never saw Topsy Turvy. And I never saw Down with Love. And I was kind of interested in all of them.
What was that font you used for the little batty racers, you know, that we...
It has race in it.
It has race in it. Does it start with race?
I don't remember. It might be the middle word.
No. I'm going to go to the R's just to see, and then I'll go to the big searchy thingy. Search.
Oh, well, you probably don't have it.
Why wouldn't I have it?
Because I just got it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have anything with race in it.
Yeah.
Oh God! And then I accidentally changed it twice. I didn't mean to do that.
I mean, but you can find it. You know what? I'm gonna put it somewhere so that you can get it. Because I remember what it was called. And also their folders. I'm also gonna give you Ceviche 1, which is another one that I recently got. As well as...
Did you get it because it was called ceviche?
Actually, I got it because of its look. The name was a bonus.
Whoa.
Yeah. Racing Sands 1. Copy. Now we go to LangTime Fonts. I'm going to paste it in LangTime Fonts. I've got 4 files that I put in there for you. The 2 Bruno fonts, Ceviche 1 and Racing Sands 1.
Okay, so Jonathan was asking what's the sliver of another picture above the mouse house? Is there another picture that shows up when you go to a different screen? Oh, I don't see anything. I don't think so. Or maybe I'm misreading. Yeah, Jonathan's saying it's not showing this time.
Huh. Must have been a weird artifact. What do I got on top right now? It's pages, right? We don't need that. We got Safari. Yeah.
Bruno, Ceviche, and Racing, right?
Yeah, and there's 2 Bruno fonts.
Mm-hmm.
They're really nice fonts. I like them.
Okay.
What an odd thing. Jake says, people really encouraged me to work for MI6. I don't think that's a thing that happens here.
Well, I don't think MI6 wants us.
No, I mean like, you know, CIA, FBI, well done. I just don't think, maybe it's a joke, like once, one person might say it once every few years, but that's it.
That's enough, though.
Yeah. Incidentally, you want to hear a wild one, though. John Quijada has a story about trying out for the CIA. It didn't take.
It's really funny to try out. Like, it wasn't an interview. He didn't interview for it. He tried out.
It was a whole battery of tests, not just like, you know, written tests, but performance-based tests. All right. Okay, so that does it for our determiners. You know, I did this and
Jonathan found it. Post it in Discord.
that. I wrote this and that, but this could be these and those.
Yeah, because we don't have strict number marking, right?
Yeah. Might have to talk about numbers. Because like this can combine with the singulative, but it could also, like you can also say things like, these 3 feathers and so on.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to figure that out.
I'm opening Discord to see if I can find the mystery picture and see if I can identify what it was. Jonathan has posted it.
I'm really imagining somebody, and by somebody, I'm imagining Matisse telling Jake that they're not a culture fit. Okay, so did
Aaron,
Jonathan...
sorry, yeah. Oh, that's yeah, it's like your, like the backdrop that you have of like a generic when we do the like HDMI showing.
That's my desktop.
Yeah.
That is a photo. Where is that photo taken? It was a lovely clock. It's like on a castle. Is that? That doesn't look like Finland. It's probably Edinburgh. Love how. Yeah.
I was going to say something. I keep forgetting things. I'm easily distracted today.
That's all right. We did decide on our number base.
Yes.
As I recall. It is base 9? 10?
No, we had a weird one. 9.
It is base 9.
Yeah.
It is base 9.
Because there's no 10 in that chart.
Yeah. Okay.
And I had said if we're going to do one that weird, this is perhaps one of the only languages where it makes sense given the anatomy.
Okay. What was our protoform for 1?
Like there. U and then prenasalized B.
Okay.
I was right. My was correct.
All right, so it comes out as that. We could have a wee discussion about numbers. Such as if, like, one thing that we've done previously is distinguish between numbers as determiners and numbers as adjectives. And, like, this would be an easy thing to do. We probably should, but I feel like we need a little encouragement.
No Covico.
A little something co.
Well, it's behind you.
Sure is. Oh, gosh, Jesse. Oh, my body hold it on me. Ah, everybody. Oh, my. Oh, my. Oh. Oh, goodness.
You're making all sorts of noises, David. We're going to get
Everything
audited.
Is hunky-dory.
Thank you.
All right. Cheers, love.
Cheers.
Boink.
You just called me love.
I sure did.
Jonathan, I detect 0% sarcasm.
Copico. All the flavor, 0 sarcasm. You're the only one that notices them, Jonathan. And I love it.
With what?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's just a Baltimore thing.
Goodness, David.
Oh, you know what? Before we do that, I'm gonna do that, and then this is 10. That'll be a reminder. We got to talk about adjectival concord. We've been putting it off for too long.
Thought we already talked about it.
Well,
Like to the point where you had decided that if it is marked to show the nouns class that it's modifying, but if it's a predicative adjective, it does not.
that's yet to be decided.
We put that in as an example.
No, that's why they're in red. But here's the thing. We have examples here, but we didn't ever write, this is the ending. It looks like this. This is what happens when it occurs after a consonant. This is what happens when it occurs after a vowel. We haven't done that part.
Wouldn't it just do what the noun class does?
Wait.
Because we use the condensed ending, the
I think bad verbs could have associated motion. Look, we already did that with Tpaalha, and it crashed us. We could try it anyway. I think this is
okay.
it.
It's after
Yeah, it's after a
a
consonant,
consonant,
and then
ra
ra,
after a vowel,
and then
hie after a vowel, and
ie.
ie after a consonant.
Set that may occur on nouns. So let me just specify that. Specifically, the night class agreement endings are after a consonant and after a vowel. The day class agreement endings are EA after a consonant and HIE after a vowel. Examples are provided below with the adjectives cool, hard, and meme furry. There. See, this is the type of little thing that we often, and when I say we, I mean me, often forget to put in the document. Now it's there. No, I'm serious. It was Tpaalha too. Tpaalha had a whole bunch of prefixes that specifically did motion. We just kind of forgot it. I'm actually going to pull that up. Where are you?
Me?
I just had Tpaalha open. Why isn't it in the list? I just had it open. As I scroll through the list of all our NDA languages. There it is.
It's not on screen.
No, it's not. Now I can unmute. All right. The one thing you'll note about Tpaalha, the document, is that There is its grammar section is, shall we say, underspecified. Like all this stuff is just about like naming stuff. The actual, wait, no. Sorry, it's more down. Okay. There's that, and all that. Okay, and so the nouns are very well specified, very well understood. We've got the nouns down. That's cool. Adjectives too. But then when you get to verbs, notice the variable stuff is in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like we didn't write any of this stuff. I'm not saying we didn't decide it. We didn't write it. For example, we do have a copula.
Yeah. In fact, we have charts of it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And then look, adverbs. Coordination, like it's done. But let me show you. The verbal inflections evolve from these roots. Okay, we have the action and the motion ones, and then the perfective passive negation, all that. The directional prefixes for verbs evolve from these roots. And there are this many. So we have in, converging, out, passing towards, away, and dispersing. They all derive from these things, and this is how they are reified. Mm-hmm. And so, like, we did it. We 100% did it. There are also manner prefixes. Like, there was all this stuff, and we definitely had these ideas, and we definitely worked them out. We just didn't really write them up, and we always forgot about them. And we didn't do a lot of translations into Tpaalha either, because it was too difficult.
It was difficult, and to give us some grace, like, you were carrying me through most of the season because, like, personally, my life fell apart partway through season 2. So, like, you were dragging me through, and, like, we were just trying to get stuff done on a weekly basis. So, give us some grace. We survived season 2. That's probably why I remember the least about Tpaalha.
Yeah.
And why it's, like, not my favorite language.
Yeah.
It's nothing to do linguistically. It's all personal.
It's really weird to me that people came during season 2 and actually stayed.
I am grateful for how many people stuck through. But yeah. Yeah, season 9, Tpaalha again. Let's revisit and see what happens.
There is also there was something that for me with Tpaalha was specifically deflating as a conlanger. There is a problem that I actually would like to call the Tpaalha problem, which is if you have a bunch of cool sound changes, right, and you're doing all this stuff, you get to a point where you just start chopping away at your words to such an extent that basically nothing is left but a vowel, right? And this happened routinely with the verbs. And so it made the language very, very difficult to use. Like, it's one thing if this happens with your copula, right? Which the copula is actually kind of meaty. No, this would happen with just regular old verbs, and it just made it. Look at this. So we have like I remember this
like where
one.
most of the verb is just red.
Yeah, so you have like rol and fol, right? And like look at this, fol reduces to what?
Yeah.
And this happens to a lot of verbs, and it's not just at the end either. Like
it's not rural, it's fur.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
gets
yeah.
reduced. Yeah.
Yeah, but like it's not just at the end either. So like there is like reduction and lenition that happens at the ends of words, but it also happens at the beginning for key consonants.
Also, David, if you go back up to the grammaticalization list, like that manner prefixes specifically. I don't know if we did this on purpose or if this was a find and replace error. Via sent, perhaps done with certain...
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Because the TY used to be the spelling.
Yeah,
Come Come on, though. That was so cute.
Yeah, there are lots of them left because I just did a find and replace to fix the
That's really funny, though. Okay,
yeah.
anyway. But yeah, that would... Jonathan was wondering why that was there. That was wild, how irregular things became. And I think part of that was why then it's like certain things are so eroded about the verbs themselves that we were like, they're going to get fortified
Yeah.
to be used. And then you're going to have basically a smaller set of verbs that retain that sort of weirdness that then get mixed with all these prefixes and
Yeah.
forms with it that are recognizable. So then you end up having a very small class of just plain verbs
Right.
is effectively, and they're very irregular. Like all of them are wildly irregular.
And this is what NatLangs do, right? It's a natural process. There's contraction, but it contracts to a certain point where it just becomes difficult to use and difficult to figure out what people are saying. And so then there's natural expansion, as usually via compounding or things like that. The problem is we didn't really get to that point. We kind of invented some things that were like we could do it, like with these. But in order for that to work, this has to be more derivational than inflectional. If it's inflectional, then you just have the same problem, right? And so, yeah, we just kind of never got there. Anyway, I really love the aesthetic of Tpaalha, both like, orthographically what we did, love it, and phonologically, because it's really, really different, and it's like nothing that I've ever seen or heard, and it's so intrinsically tied to this idea about the opossums we came up with. I love it for that. It's just, it just needed a little bit more work. Anyway.
And Jake, like, I think that's really cool that people could find a place where it's like seeing people who have created languages and do so often, just having some weird stuff happening and going with it and being like, this happens. Languages are weird. So I'm glad people were able to make a connection with that as a, it's okay. It's okay if what I'm making turns out a little wonky. Look at Tpaalha.
Yeah, that was, and it's like, I know for as much as I complained about like the sound changes at the time, just the sound of it is so cool. And I also just love that then, when we turn to our next language, Wokathisha, it's just like, it's so different. And it also is a really, really cool sound. I was really happy with that. Anyway, so.
I love my mice.
All right, so we got this down, so that's good. So that helps. I'm just gonna make a physical note about this because it'll help me out. All right, so night is just raw and it's low tone. Oh yeah, both of these are low tone. That makes sense. And this is H. Yeah. Okay. All right, so now we can actually move on to this. So, because
Oh, bye, George.
oh, bye George. Every time, bye George. I've got it.
Oh, David. Oh, Tinglish, that is great. And what's even greater is that I 100% forgot that we had retroflexes in Tpaalha. And at one point, David and I were talking, and like to me, the number one thing I remember about the sound is the palatalization, which perhaps is not just because there is quite a bit of palatalization, but because that was such a huge issue with romanization for certain sets. And then David was like the retroflex, like, how do you forget that there's all these retroflex consonants? 100% was like, are there? And then my other reason for not remembering that is, well, in river possum, there aren't. So kept the palatalization for river possum, but yeah.
Okay. Okay, we are looking at document right now. It's select. You can just write that in. But of course, a good place to have an irregular is
One.
yeah. But let's just come up with a word for two. Is there a root that we had hanging around that we really liked?
Actually, I thought we had some, but then I think we actually almost immediately came up with words to use them that just aren't in any sort of dictionary yet. I also have another idea for an irregular number. I have 1 and 3 be irregular.
Okay.
Be 3 because like that would be like wing feet, right? Like, because the 9 comes from the 4 and then I guess head or toe or whatever. What was it? It was 4
Hold on
4
a
and
sec.
1, right?
I'll actually pull up that diagram because I kind of forgot. It was what pole was that? Here we go. Here's the pole.
I may be misremembering how we did that.
Here, I've got it. So I'll pull that over.
Magpie, you were stop being sticky. Ha! Look at that. So it's the point at the bottom. So it's like if you do wingtip, and bottom, you get your 3.
So 5, 4 could be foot, 5 could be a special word. And then, yeah, we can start, like 6 could be 2 feet.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Isn't that cute?
And 9 can be 2 wings, which is kind of funny because 9 isn't actually 2 times anything.
Look at this cute little guy.
Yeah, he's very cute, isn't he?
Don't you kind of want to just go like that to the little tummy? Like little tummy rub.
So fuzzy. Yeah, anyway, so anybody want to throw out some, just throw out some, like, phonological forms? For anything, like, just toss them out, shorty guys, longy guys.
100% have to go back to the chart because I am already like, God, what the heck is proto?
I hate to take the bat off the screen because he's so cute, but there you go. Remember, black and red is proto, green is the new stuff. And yeah, it is a 3-vowel system, E, A, U. And we don't really have vowel sequences. Pretty much just CBC.
A nice short one, we could just have nga for one of them. Nga. Inji. Ingma. Ah. Nga.
I'm going to write them down here.
R-I glottal stop. Ri. Being inspired by Jonathan saying this guy is el wee wee for sure. I don't know what that means, but ri. Un. Glottal stop or glottal K, glottalize. Gosh darn it, not glottal. Ejective K. UN. Un. Ar. Ah. Imb.
That one will come out funky.
Ooh, Danielle says, ah. Ah.
Where are you seeing these?
In the comments? Ooh, Charles Barrow says,
Are you,
rak. Oh, I can't do that one. Rak.
are you serious? Like, are...
On live chat.
Okay, well, this is weird. It's obviously getting the comments, like, from me. Like, I put it in, and it's on my screen, but my comments are frozen. Like, nobody said anything since Mateus said, why would I not stay? Which I think is a long time ago.
It was a little bit ago. But do you want to write
Brother.
these down? R-A-K-X adjective. I can't do that. Rak. Karis had said hak ah, but
What was it?
that was 2 syllables. Ha ka. Tabby says nzi, so the prenasalized D-Z-I, Z. And then I think, did you already get Danielle's ah? Ejective T-S, and then A-H. And then Magpies was the kur, ejective K-X. K-X apostrophe U-R.
Okay, that's a good set for right now.
Okay. And then Magpie also had tsumb. Without the full M, it's just prenasalized. Okay, so yeah, we can see what these do.
This is weird though. Why did like my...
I don't know, because like the YouTube didn't freeze.
And like I don't know if I should try to like refresh it or...
Yeah, it's so weird because what's being shown through OBS is all updating regularly.
I wonder if I switch to top chat and then switch back to live chat. That did it actually. So yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, and Jake was mentioning how some of the more unusual number systems work. You could have like some sort of word for that means other hand. And so like 4 could be foot and 6 could be this other word that literally just means other foot. That's awesome.
Okay, let's take a look at... Let's just put some of these R. Can I just put in a regular R?
Yeah, because I did, I think, a fairly extensive deromanizer, so you don't need adjectives and you don't need prenasalize. You can just put like a B. Oh, yeah, Jonathan, I saw on Tuesday you were like just trying to get your vote, and that picture you put on Discord, you put your vote in like 50 times, and then finally it was like, I guess we'll let you comment. I guess.
I don't know if this is gonna flag. Okay. Okay, really? Okay, really? Why? Why is this an error? Okay. So that's a Lexergy thing. Let's take a
What
look.
did I do?
I don't know.
What did I do, David?
Affricate simplification.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Jonathan. I see your little thing. That is cute. In the bat channel on Discord.
I'll go look at that. But affricate simplification. Let's continue. This kills affricates after consonants, turning them into fricatives, and turns other instances of these affricates into geminate velar fricatives, which means that if a word begins with such a thing, it will begin with a geminate velar fricative.
And that's not possible.
No. So we have an opportunity, a chrysotunity, as it were, because we can do one of two things. The simple thing would just be to add more, add something more to that affricate simplification and say at the beginning of a word,
It just doesn't happen.
it just doesn't happen. And part of the reason that we might want to do that is the word right above it. So like it loses its adjective, but otherwise it just comes out as tsa, and we're fine with that. Another thing we can do is just say that it does happen, and then the XX simplifies to X. So like, khur becomes just khur. Another thing we could do is we could keep the geminate and have a penthesis. And so like khur would become something like, I don't know, ukhur. Because I forget, does the geminate stay? Or does it simplify?
Type a U in front of it as a protoform and see.
Yeah. It simplifies. So,
It simplifies to just kh.
yes. And so I think if this epenthesis happens right where affricate simplification happens, you might have a distinction where ur becomes ohur, but just khur becomes uhur. In other words, if the U was in there from the beginning, it's going to end up coming out as an O. If it wasn't, then it'll be epenthesized. And if we do a copy vowel epenthesis, then it'll end up as a U.
Or it'll just be khur
Yeah.
with like XUR
Yeah.
as the IPA.
Yeah. So we've got like 3 different options. You want to do like just a little,
poll.
yeah.
Do you want me to type it up?
No, I got it. And yeah, we could have a discussion also about the epenthesis, if it should be a copy vowel or if it should be just the same vowel every time. How are you feeling?
Tired.
I'm feeling all right,
My
even though I didn't take
sneaking down.
the nap I wanted to take.
Neither of us did.
Oh wow. Oh, never mind. I misread that. Okay, I think they like the epenthesis. I'm gonna mess around on Lexergy itself. Just try things out, and I'll let you know when to do something that's like
Real?
Yeah. But I will probably need your help. Do I write two thens?
Oh, can you show me? Oh, there you are. Yeah, you can do two thens. Um, I don't know. I actually. Why does KX become. Oh, everywhere else. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. So, David, I think something a little more complex has to happen because I don't know if it will even allow it as a mid stage or if it'll give an error
I don't. I
because of the Geminate.
I think I have a way to hard code it.
Okay. Because I have an idea of how to do it. It's just like, you know, but you could also just try it and say, then after this, XX goes to, and then it was, you were going to do a copy val. Is that correct?
Yeah, and so what I need is okay, it doesn't make sense in terms of like actually writing it up, but I just want to do another a wee little rule. The epenthesis, I'm just going to put it in first just to make sure that it works. So how do I do that? Do I do like asterisk goes to like some vowel or whatever?
Yeah, and you want it to match. Now, here's an issue that, like, I know how to make things match for, like, metathesis and gemination, but you can't put the output. Like, at this stage, do we only have a, I, U?
Yeah. By the way, have you been writing in high and low tone or just high tone in this?
I think both. I don't remember.
I see grave accents.
Well, you see them, but
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah,
okay.
yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, okay,
Okay,
I got
but if you
this.
go back down, you need to also make sure this is only word initial, so you need a $sign
In front of it?
in front of the underscore.
Okay. So I'll show you my clever plan. Doo-doo. Like you can see what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, but why don't you just test it and just do one and stop there for a second? Because otherwise, like the way I want to try to summarize it is going to end up making all that work that you did kind of.
Well, that's weird. Why isn't that double X gotten rid of?
Where does it simplify? Can you scroll?
It simplifies all the way up there?
Oh, it sure does.
It sure does.
So we have Gemini XX in our language by the end of it. We never.
I, I guess.
Okay, I'm going to open another window.
Like we weren't supposed to.
Do it not in my real
Where does
account.
that actually happen? Not there. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think we were keeping the XX according to this,
But I can't.
but only in certain situations.
I can't produce it. Like I don't know how to get it other than at the beginning of a word where it produced the error. Okay. No, I see it. Yeah, so like if it was aha, it comes out as aha. And there is a geminate there.
But that's not an actual geminate. That's the H becoming an X.
Yes. So I don't know about the then condition. I can't reproduce that at the moment. Because if kh is going to kh after a consonant, then it has to be either at the beginning of the word or after a vowel. And in both situations, that is already taken care of at some higher level. It's either taken care of or not and produces an error.
KX becomes X way up top when it's at the end of a word.
Yeah.
Or when it's before a consonant.
And so then you're left with the intervocalic position.
Which becomes XX.
It doesn't actually, for some reason.
Supposed to.
No, it just becomes regular old X. I'll find... wait, okay, it does become interesting. It becomes XX at intervocalic lenition of affricates.
Right, which it should.
And then it becomes intervocalic lenition of geminates, and so it's killed. So I don't know if we even need this then condition.
Oh, there it is. Okay. What? Okay, if we take this out. So the question is, should we keep the kha initially? Yeah, the then condition didn't change anything.
What does it do to something that starts with a kha if you get rid of that?
It just then the result is KXA high tone long. So if you just delete the then, I don't see any changes in the other forms around it.
Yeah. Interesting.
By the way, one of the things I'm going to have to go back through for what I'm working on for the LangTime challenge is figuring out if I've written rules that don't actually apply to any of my data. Because it's like you think of things to fix something and you've got like the thing running, and so you put the sound changes where you need them, and at some point like this, one of the rules that you actually wrote earlier no longer applies, but it's still there as if it happens.
All right. So let me throw this out, by the way. If we get rid of the then condition, then it just takes all of the initial khas and it does nothing to them. It leaves them, which obviates the need for epenthesis. And so like the epenthesized thing we're getting, it's just ukur with the full geminate, with the full affricate in there. So
I think though this is the only place where the KX survives. So the question is, do we want to have this affricate? This is the only place you're ever going to get it.
yeah. So I know that we said, everybody said they liked the epenthesis, but the thing is, you have to imagine a stage of this language where there are words that start with ka, and so it's like, kan, ko, ke, things like that. And then speakers want to spontaneously geminate this. So like, I don't know, kar becomes khad, but then it's awkward to start with a geminate, so they need to epenthesize. And so Khar becomes khar, becomes akhar.
But going back
Yeah.
to what you had previously said, how the TS and the DZ survive.
Yeah.
Well, DZ
DZ it has the nasal
because of the
before end,
nasalization, but the TS,
the TS.
the only place you actually get TS is word initially. Because if you have ats, it becomes as. If you have atsa, it becomes asa. But if you have tsa, it becomes tsa.
All right. You know, I hate to do this late in the season, but I think that this is going to be a sound poll. And I'm sorry, I think appendices is out. I don't think it makes sense. But this is what we're going to do. We are going to say, as you got to have one, you got to have both, or you have neither. Are we going to change this language so that there is a bunch of initial S and H? Or are we going to keep the affricates, leaving us with initial T and K? I know it's a small little poll, but I think it needs to be decided. And, it's going to affect the sound of it, yes.
It survives as an onset if it follows a consonant. Where the k does not. So, ahta is ahta. Like after a consonant.
Oh, I see. After, it like an internal.
A non-nasal.
Non-nasal.
Internal onset after a coda. Arta, same, arta. But if you have arkha, it becomes arha, and it loses the fricative altogether. Or not the fricative, the affricate. It loses that initial stop.
Yeah. I think we might have to further define affricate simplification.
I think so too. And then the question is, why have the k lost? Because like arkha versus arha.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like the K almost makes it easier to say because it's arkha. Like you can
Yeah, I think this is definitely going to be the poll. So these sound changes are going to be in play. We need to smooth this out. All right, so that's what we're going to do. And it'll be kind of a fun poll because it is a purely aesthetic poll. Just sit there, say stuff, and like see which one sounds better to you.
By the way, Jonathan made a little play that I do think it's not only for U.S. English speakers, but dialects of U.S. English speakers, but small little poll, more like volatile poll.
Oh. Oh, that's really clever. Man, that's the type of thing that's so clever that everybody misses it.
Not me. I saw it.
Well done.
Well done to Jonathan, yes.
Yeah. But yeah, while we're waiting though, let's look at some of these with let's choose a word for two that just doesn't have a k.
No k. None.
Here, in fact, I'm gonna.
Oh, man. My glasses are ready. All of them. Which means I can go tomorrow, but like, I want to go now.
Yeah.
Can we? Oh, no. All right. Never mind. Go on. It's fine.
We could just drop you off at Costco.
You can come get me after dinner.
Yeah, you could feast on samples and hot dogs.
And sometimes they have good samples.
Mm-hmm.
But go on. You were saying did you like any of the other forums?
Yeah, I was actually going to throw together a poll to see what people thought. Actually, in that case, Jonathan, I'm glad you shared it here with folks who could appreciate it. Because it's always a bummer to share something that you've been thinking about for a long time and then nobody gets it or cares.
And we have it both.
Yeah.
We get it and we care. Just saying the optical department doesn't actually close until 8:30. if I've got an idea for me. I've got an idea for me. But I could also just be patient and go tomorrow.
This is, I'm going to go to, it's going to be IPA on the left, romanization on the right. For proto to modern. And bear in mind that, here. There. Okay.
It's always so funny to like hear all the typey, but like you don't see it on screen.
I just chose some here.
Because you're typing a poll, right?
Yeah. Okay, and just want to make sure, yes.
I'm so excited to find out what wins. We could save these other forms for other words, numbers specifically.
Have a kind of tastes great, less filling war between the bats and opossums. Gnan! Nga! Gnan! Nga! Oh, nga really does flow well. Obri also flows well.
What are our options again?
Oh, another song.
Z.
Biblaridian. I got all my family with me.
You mean all my CEOs with me?
I got all my sisters with me. Oh, so let's say I got all my CEOs. Nope.
It fits. CEOs. He kind of pulls out that.
You'd have to do. I've got all my CEOs. We.
Oh, that's great.
Dang, it's a tie.
Oh my. Patrons.
Patrons with me.
Karis
Yeah,
for the
there
win.
you go.
All right. Well, if you want to end this poll, I'm going to break the tie.
Okay. Hope sometimes a vote sneaks in at the end. What?
I think they're just like that can't be possible because it was still reporting 18 votes. We had 39, and they have them together with the 38 on top of the 39 when they ordered them. So I think what they did was they just rounded one way for one and one way for the other so that it still adds up to 100%.
Oh my gosh.
Despite the fact that it doesn't. All right, because I'm picking nga for 2 and kun for 3.
Oh, I like that. All right.
Nga kun.
All right. Let's get that in there.
And then you're in Lexergy right now if you had wanted people to see you filling in the exciting red table.
Yeah, and they can see what's happened.
I agree, Jonathan. Yeah, the Z is great, but like it feels like heavy, like that would be a larger number.
I'm going to leave that for just the moment. That small little nga makes me feel like we should have a duel. Doesn't make sense if all we have is a singulative anyway.
Oh, yeah, I do, but I'm thinking.
Oh, all right.
I think. I think it could be interesting to use nga as a potential source of um, a type of derivation that, like the idea of, because for languages that have dual marking, there are some languages that have it, but only have it for things that like kind of naturally come in twos. Otherwise, it's not employed, or like over time, it just stopped being used as much, and it's still only stuck around for those really frequent things like eyes and things like that. And so, like thinking about duality in twos, like I feel like you could get a really interesting derivation where it's comes from the word for two, but is actually the collective, because it's like you get two wings, you've got the whole bat.
Ooh.
And it's like, so it becomes this like derivation that can mean something cool and something different. In terms of like, you would think, well, why would two be the source of a collective? Because like that's totally not
There you go.
big. But anyway.
So, by the way, Jonathan has a very good point. We shouldn't have all four of these in a row. Too much high val, I agree. Four, if you'll recall, is going to be our word for foot.
Yes.
Or at least our root for foot, because now we can do a thing where like the root on its own means one thing, and then it gets put into like the day and night class to be a noun. So this would be a good opportunity for that, a nice distinction where the root just means for, but in one or the other classes it means foot. What would be a good word for that has a low tone in it?
Where am I? Here I am.
For example, like anything that's a CV will have a low tone somewhere. Oh, right. Sure enough. Let me just, I'm going to just noodling around over on Lexergy, so I'm going to...
Yeah, I am too. But CVC is giving me all high tone.
No, CVCV.
It's like, how are you getting this over here? But you still get high tone on the last vowel. Is that okay?
Oh, like, for example, I put in a glottal stop MI, and it's amie.
So VCCV.
Which, by the way, is interesting because AMI is amie. But, well, you can just put a consonant in front of that. Doesn't matter, right? Namie versus namie. Yeah, whatever. But probably not ending in EA. Maybe an U. Namuo. It's kind of a cool little thing. What happens if you put another M in there? Ooh, the geminate stays. We like our geminate M's, apparently. Was that intentional?
What's that?
Have geminate M's?
I think we allow... Because, I mean, we still allow the fricative geminates by the end of it.
Not more. Oh, wow. That's, okay. What's this happen? Nambu. That's a big fatty word. Not cool. Not cool. Not cool. It's kind of interesting. I don't know. Not cool. If you put, if it's, oh my gosh, what happens if you do this? Oh, what? Oh, something crazy has got to be happening here. If the protoform is nuku, becomes, like, is it because it's not adjective? Nope, same. Comes nogu. How does that voice? Oh, because the glottal stop disappears early and the voicing happens later. That's how. Huh. It's funky. Way too much GBBO. Using stodgy left and right and Moorish.
Okay. I don't know, I just keep typing things now and looking, but I'm not happy with any of the forms.
Prue has retired, and I think it's well deserved. She's been amazing. What kind of forms have you been coming up with?
Let's see. I've got anye.
Can we do something that doesn't end in EA?
I was just reading my list.
Okay.
I'm not happy with any of them. So
Okay,
like,
okay.
because then I was just playing around with like prenasalized codas to keep it shorter. And so, of course, we could get O with, og or something. Maze. Echmut. I think I also, God, I've deleted so many of them too because I really wasn't happy.
There, we're gonna.
Amwo was another one. Ahmot.
Ahmot.
With an H. Ahmot.
Oh, with an H.
Sorry.
Ahmot. What was that one that had like an E in it, like an A sound going on?
Oh, that one was, I was just trying a different vowel there. So if the protoform is IHMUT, you get ehmut with an H. Low tone. Mut, high tone.
Really? So you have Ahmot, but Ehmut?
Yes, because the is the winner
Right.
of stress.
Right.
With two closed syllables. So you actually change the low-high to high-low. And I also had some that were ending in mo, but I felt like you had better mo or nuo, uo words.
Oh boy. Oh, that's a dandy, isn't it? No, I don't like what I'm doing here. Hold on a second. No. How? Okay, wait.
How indeed.
Okay, actually, I kind of like that.
What do you like?
Quiero.
Oh, that is nice.
Okay, here we go. Last thing we're doing. Just pure aesthetics. We got 4 options there. Throw it on out. Oh, a bite, food.
I think, David, pronunciation of the four options, please.
Namu, ahmut, ehmut, kiedu. It really starts with E? How'd you get that?
IHMUT.
And the I kind of just reduces like that?
It does.
Wow.
High minus stress goes to mid.
Huh. And huh. I could have sworn.
So like if you take off the T at the end,
Yeah.
it becomes ihmol. Ihmol.
Wow. Wow. I had some favorites in here. Let's save some of these forms because that's really interesting. But it looks like Namo is the winner from Proto Natmu. Natmu is pretty cool for a proto form. All right. Let's park that in Drive and Namu.
Do you see the funny little thing I just did?
Ah. But I chose the route not taken, and that made all the difference.
How did you get kiedu?
Oh no. Oh, it disappeared, didn't it?
So I have the modern form in there. I just don't know what to put in for the
KITU, Majectus.
Perfect. Okay. Cool. So we've got those.
Well, right on.
All right. We need to get going.
We sure do. Thank you for joining us on yet another episode of Let's Get Langin.
Love it. Hope you all have a good week, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Yes, keep grammar in your life. Keep it by the shelf.
Bye.